Edgar Allan Poe's stories mystified many human beings, as well as us aliens when we heard them. His mysteries were never revealed to anyone, but we well understood that to mystify us, his hearers, was a strong element of his mind. If anyone could somehow interview Poe personally, his list of questions would take days to discuss. Our eagerness to know more about Poe pushed us to find ways to bring him back to life on our planet. But unfortunately, our time was scarce. We managed to interview him with some of the top items we would wish to have him truthfully explain.
He's here! 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 He's here!
Where am I?
You are in space!
How did I get here?
Your stories amused us. Therefore, we have been working on a way to expose your mysterious inventions to the fellow creatures of your kind and ours. After all our endeavors, we're settled on getting you to our world.
Get me out of here!
We expect you to be quiet and answer when we ask to talk. Do not force us to put you in danger of our furious alien attack.
Fine, but I want to be assured that I'll be back to Earth as soon as your questions are answered.
Being quiet is a must, Mr. Poe. You will, in return, be assured to stay alive.
Mr. Edgar, where and when were you born?
I was born in Boston, Massachusetts on January 19, 1809.
When did you write your first poem?
I wrote my first poem when I was 15 years old.
And what was it called?
I named it Timberlane, but keep in mind that it wasn't my true first start. I started with O Timora O Morris, but it wasn't as good as Timberlane. Therefore, I took Timberlane as my start.
We will be back.
They've escaped a dying planet, pursued by evil beings. Now, you decide who survives. Test tube aliens. Watch them come to life. Feed them slug. They grow and grow and grow. Check out your alien's life force online. Their life is in your hands. Test tube aliens have landed. Whose side are you on?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Oh man, we are not alone.
And we're back with Mr. Edgar Allan Poe. Getting to the Gothic fiction genre, why did you invent this path in your story?
My life was marred with a harsh beginning. My parents died before I have turned 3 years old. Therefore, I saw in this genre a kind of relation linking the incidents of a story to how my life was off to start.
So that's
why death was the main idea behind your stories?
Yes, well, I began to have this tormented and sometimes neurotic obsession with death and violence, and overall appreciation for the beautiful yet tragic, mysterious life.
So, Mr. Poe, may you tell us more about the Mask of the Red Death, since it's our main topic?
Well, Mrs. White, this story was the most engaging one I've ever wrote. It was published in 1842. However, the title was spelled as The Mask, M-A-S-K, yet it was changed to M-A-S-Q-U-E in 1845 for reasons I refuse to mention. The story revolves around the egotistical prince escaping death by whatever means.
We will be back.
Products good for America.
Earth people keep stars in a bowl.
Campbell's Chicken and Star Soup.
Why do you put stars where you speak?
That's the way we eat. Mouth.
This is the way we eat. Campbell's tastes good.
Kids may be different, but Campbell's knows what they love. That's why we have 6 delicious soups for kids.
If you eat where you speak, do you drink where you listen? Campbell's soup is good food.
Here comes...
Hey! Are you a real alien? Earthling, what is your secret to long-lasting power? Tell me. No, please. Pretty please. Very well, let's see how much power you really have. Okay. Don't you ever give up. Nope. Sorry. Woo!
And we're back with Mr. Edgar Allan Poe. How was the plot of the story intended to be?
It was meant to start with the reader meeting up with the Red Death, and then with Prince Prospero, who shut himself in the abbey. The whole suspense takes on when Prospero throws a masquerade ball, in which an unwanted guest becomes present. The Red Death ominously leads his way to the Black Room, where he is confronted with Prince Prospero, putting the story to an end.
And now, about the characters. Did you even for a while think of the story not going well because of the characters?
Well, this question opens up other doors to speak about. My writings were always criticized to be engaged mostly with Gothic characters. However, this kept me on track. Had I not mentioned or created such characters, my writings would not have had such responses from readers, or receiving such success. I cannot deny that using such unimaginable characters were more of a risk, but I enjoyed every moment they talked about my essays.
How is the setting the superior characteristic of the story, and why do you think so?
Because the castle was a turning point to Prospero, this raised the setting to a higher level. I intended to start by manipulating the fact that the castle was a good rescue, but turned out to be the opposite in the end. Just by seeing the reader's reactions proved that my intentions were approved.
Bible, were you inspired to write poetry, neglecting your past?
I was influenced and inspired by Charles Dickens. We met when I guessed the ending to Dickens' book, which was being published by chapter in the paper. I tried to get Dickens to get my work published and lent it. However, I failed to.
What is your biggest burden that you want to let go of?
Lately, drugs and alcohol are shaping my life, which I'm not proud of. People criticized my writings to be misleading because of my habits, so they thought that my works are well written or not, depending on what I'm controlled by. I would want to disprove this concept, therefore, I really want to let go of those two.
What is your biggest burden that you want to let go of?
I'd love to spread this simple message for Dickens' saying, "A wonderful fact to reflect upon is that every human creature is constituted to be that profound secret and mystery to every other."
Mr. Poe, we thank you for your time. You will now descend back to Earth.